in an attempt to hide their crimes. The site of collapsed concrete with mangled metal girders sticking through has been left as is since 1945. Jade Benouri and Chloe Coquin met on this trip. They both live in the Paris suburbs where anti-Semitism has flourished in largely immigrant African and Muslim communities. These 20-year-olds say this visit will make them react differently. When young guys control business and television and society, and that's why we don't have jobs, well, that's not going to fly with me anymore, says Coquin.
Je pense que toutes les écoles, elles devraient.
Benouri agrees. We learned about this in school, she says, but being here makes you realize it really happened and how massive it was. The women light candles and sing a song prisoners sang in the camps. Suzanne Nakash, who is Jewish, says for French Jews it's important that the much larger Muslim community understands the trauma of the Holocaust. She believes these women now do.
They didn't understand and they didn't believe. And now they understand. I think that they understand the Jew now. Yes.
Nakash founded Langage de Femme alongside Esaba.
My best friend is Samia Esaba, who is a Muslim. And we are very, very close. And I trust her. I love her. She loves me, I'm sure.
I wish everybody could be like us, says Nakash. Eleanor Beardsley, NPR News, Auschwitz.
Tech companies decide to kill products and ideas for products all the time. Maybe it doesn't work, there's no market, whatever. But what about when the tech is too dangerous? That's what Katerina Fake wants Silicon Valley to consider more often, the ethics of new tech. She hosts the podcast Should This Exist, and she joins us now from San Francisco. Thanks so much for being on Weekend Edition.
And thanks for having me.
So you think about this all the time, but we thought about it because OpenAI, the research nonprofit, announced they weren't releasing a text generator they developed because they feared it could be misused to create fake news. Did that admission take you by surprise?
Tech companies don't launch products all the time, but it's rare that they announce that they're not launching a product, which is what has happened here. And the announcement of not launching this product is basically to involve people in the conversation around what is and what is not dangerous tech.
You are in Silicon Valley. You're the co-founder of Flickr. One of the things that always struck me was at the beginning, the conversation among developers there was always like, we are doing this for the greater good. This is part of a good for society. Has that conversation changed?
I think it has. For example, when we had first started Flickr, we kind of understood that what we were building was online community. Online community is something where you show up, you are yourself, you have to participate, and you have to negotiate the culture of the community in which you are participating. In a social media platform, you are so-called eyeballs. You are a product that is being sold to advertisers. It's a completely different dynamic. And when things switched from being very early on thought of as online community to being thought of as social media, the dynamics of the entire software changed.
So in your podcast, Should This Exist, I mean, what kinds of questions are you grappling with right now? I'm sure you see things all the time that are being promoted and you think, nah, this isn't going to be good.
That should not exist.
That should not exist.
I think it would be wonderful if I were the sole arbiter of what should and should not exist.
Me too.
But really, we have been talking about this in the Valley forever, but it was not getting a lot of attention, and there was a kind of a catastrophic change that happened, I think, when unexpectedly, to many of us, the 2016 elections had results that we did not anticipate for reasons that we could suddenly see.
What do you say to people, though, who say that any product or platform can be misused and that it's impossible to plan for every eventuality?